Hello and welcome to True Crime ESL, True Crime Stories for English Learners. I'm your host, Nova Singh. In the video description, there's a link to a free document with vocabulary descriptions and a transcript for this episode that you can download. Can you find the 2 special phrases from the document in today's story? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this podcast and want to hear more. Today, our story is about the Murdaugh Murders. The Murdaugh name was very well known in the Low Country area of South Carolina, USA. The family had held important positions in local government and as lawyers for 4 generations. They had a lot of power and influence, and people didn't want to say anything bad about them. The most famous member of the Murdaugh family is Alex Murdaugh. He was married and had 2 sons. He was a successful lawyer, and everyone in the area knew his name. His family had big parties on their large estate, and his sons were allowed to drink alcohol even though they weren't legally old enough. In February 2019, Paul Murdaugh, Alex's youngest son, crashed a boat after drinking alcohol. There were other people in the boat, and a young woman named Mallory Beach died. People said that Alex Murdaugh tried to blame other people for the crash to protect his son Paul. Paul Murdaugh was charged in connection to the boat crash and was waiting for a trial date, but he was allowed to live at home. In June 2021, Alex Murdaugh called the police to tell them he had found the bodies of his son Paul and his wife Maggie outside near their dog kennels. They had been shot multiple times. He told the police he had been at his mother's house while the murders happened. Alex and his older son Buster offered a reward of $100,000 for information about the killings that led to an arrest. There was a time limit of 3 months for any information, and, in the end, nobody got the money. In September 2021, Alex Murdaugh called the police again to say someone had tried to shoot him in the head. He had been on a quiet road checking a tire on his car when another car stopped and someone shot him. He was lucky because the bullet didn't cause very much damage. The shooter was caught a few days later. Police soon found out that Alex was trying to kill himself but wanted it to look like a murder. This was so that his son Buster could get money from the insurance company. Alex was also taking drugs and was in an unstable condition following the murders of his wife and son. Alex knew the shooter, and they had planned it together. After this information was revealed, Alex Murdaugh was arrested for insurance fraud and lying to the police. During this time, investigators found out a lot more about what Alex Murdaugh had been getting up to. They found out that he had been stealing money from his law company and his clients. He had created a bank account with the same name as a different company, so people didn't know they were paying him directly. Investigators also found that his housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield, had died in an accident at the Murdaugh's house in 2018. Alex Murdaugh and another lawyer told Gloria Satterfield's sons to sue him, so the sons could get a lot of insurance money. Her sons did sue him, but Alex Murdaugh secretly kept all of the money, which was millions of dollars. Alex Murdaugh was sent to a rehab center to help him stop using drugs. After that, he was charged with the financial crimes and was sued by his former law company. No useful tips about the murders of Paul and Maggie had been found, and in July 2022, over a year after the crime, Alex Murdaugh was charged with shooting his wife and son. He pleaded not guilty. The trial was supposed to take 3 weeks, but it lasted for 6, with journalists from all over the world reporting on it. One of the biggest pieces of evidence against Alex Murdaugh was a video on his son Paul's phone. Alex said he hadn't been at the house when the murders took place, but he can be clearly heard on the video, which was taken at the scene of the crime not long before the shootings. Mobile phone data also placed him at the crime scene. He admitted he had lied about his location, saying he was using drugs at the time and didn't trust the police. This made people wonder what else he was lying about. The murder weapons weren't found, but were believed to be guns belonging to the Murdaugh family. The prosecution team said that because of the boat crash, Alex Murdaugh was under pressure and was worried that all his financial crimes would also be revealed. He shot and killed his wife and son to make people feel sorry for him and to turn attention away from his other crimes. The jury only took 3 hours to find Alex Murdaugh guilty of both murders. He was given 2 life sentences with no chance of parole. With the financial crimes and the murders, Alex Murdaugh had over 100 separate charges against him. He had stolen millions of dollars from many different people. His clients had trusted the Murdaugh name and thought Alex was trying his best to help them. He was sentenced to over 25 years for all his other crimes. He was also disbarred, which meant he was no longer allowed to be a lawyer. Alex said he had stolen the money so he could buy drugs, but some people think he must have used it for other things as well. Nobody has been able to trace where the money went. Other people like lawyers, bankers, and those working with Alex Murdaugh to buy and sell drugs have also been arrested. Alex Murdaugh and his lawyers wanted a new trial for the murders because they said that somebody who worked at the courthouse was influencing the members of the jury. This person also wrote a book about the case. Alex Murdaugh's lawyers said he had not received a fair trial. In January 2024, a judge looked at the evidence and said there wouldn't be a new trial. Alex Murdaugh is still trying to clear his name of the murders. So far, there is no evidence of any other suspects. Information about another death was also found during the murder investigation. A young man called Stephen Smith was found dead in the road in 2015. At first, people thought he had been hit by a car by accident, but investigators started to think he had been murdered on purpose. At the moment, we don't know what information found in the Murdaugh case led to Stephen Smith's case being reopened. It is still not solved. The Murdaugh case became very popular all over the world because of all the secrets Alex Murdaugh was trying to hide. It also revealed corruption in areas of law, politics, and finance in South Carolina. A podcast called The Murdaugh Murders followed all the details of the story from the beginning. There have also been documentaries and a film made about the case. Alex Murdaugh lived as though he was more important than other people, because his family name was so famous and respected. Now that his crimes have caught up with him, people know the Murdaugh name for very different reasons. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening to True Crime ESL. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this podcast, and maybe tell a friend about it. You can follow us on Instagram at @TrueCrimeESL, and you can also buy us a coffee if you want us to keep making these podcasts. Today's story was written by Katy Watson, and all other production was by me, Nova Singh. You can download our free document for vocabulary, a transcript of today's story, and our story sources. You can find the link to the document in the video description. Take care and stay safe out there, true crime fans.